2, 3, 4, and go.
About 5 years ago, when I first created my Facebook page, I came across a group that many of my friends were a part of entitled NASCAR is a Waste of Gas and Rubber. I was outraged at the thought of this. For years they had picked on me for liking NASCAR, saying that it was just people driving really fast in circles until somebody wrecked or blew up. And now they had even more reason to insult my hobby. I remember looking into the topic to find ways to combat their arguments, and I thought it would be fun to return to now. Even though my total obsession with all things NASCAR is now merely just a pastime, I still think that it holds purpose outside of just entertaining those believed to be rednecks or hicks. NASCAR is more than a sport for just those from the South. NASCAR drivers do more than make left turns and drive in circles. NASCAR creates countless jobs for people across the country, and NASCAR brings in a large revenue that more than covers the cost of gas and tires. Let's discuss some of these in detail now. NASCAR, neither the fans nor the drivers, even the tracks for that matter, are limited to the South anymore. I used to be picked on for liking NASCAR, and people would look at me and say, "But how? You look so normal." While NASCAR does have a very distinct stereotype, I'm one of many people who prove that to be untrue. Whether you're raised in the South, the North, a rural town, or a large city, everyone's welcome to the sport. According to the list of NASCAR drivers on foxsports.com, drivers' hometowns span across the country. Yes, we have drivers from Virginia, Tennessee, and the birthplace of NASCAR, North Carolina, but you also have drivers from California, from Wisconsin, New York, and Indiana. We even cross international borders and bring in drivers from Colombia and even Tasmania. NASCAR tracks are also no longer limited to the South. The InsideGroove.com lays out a map of the 22 track locations in the U.S. We have a track as far north as Loud, New Hampshire, and as far west as Sonoma, California. NASCAR.com also lays out a group of tracks, and this can debunk the belief that NASCAR people just drive around a circle. We can all agree that this is a perfect circle, but NASCAR.com shows us a list of tracks. We have the oval, we have the tri-oval, the quad oval, the D-shaped track, and the road course. Just the addition of the road courses completely renders the whole left turn only point invalid. All joking aside, NASCAR does provide jobs for men and women across the country. It's easy to see the drivers and immediately think that they're more overpaid athletes. Truth or not, there's still more to NASCAR than just the driver. It really is a team sport. Dummies.com introduces us to some of the people involved in a successful NASCAR team. On race day alone, you might see the team owner, the car owner, the crew chief, the pit crew, consisting of 7 people, and the spotters who guide the drivers around the track. You have the people you don't see, like the engine specialists, the engineers, the mechanics, and the truck drivers who actually drive the haulers from track to track. 43 race cars each race means 43 groups of these people. In addition to the teams themselves, you have the sportscasters, the track attendants, the entertainment, the people who involved in the media aspect of the race, from the newspapers to magazines to websites, and of course radio and television. Finally, there's the debated issue of what it costs to run the sport. We know that tires are expensive and gas prices are always on the rise, but the income NASCAR generates is more than able to cover the cost of these two things. One very important way a NASCAR team earns money is to function by having a sponsor. A sponsor donates money in each season in order for their logo to be placed on the driver's car. Some well-known sponsors include Budweiser, Lowe's, Coca-Cola, and the U.S. Army and National Guard. A second way is the form of their television contract. Their 8-year contract right now is currently worth $4.5 billion. That's $560 million a year that they bring in just for letting the channel air their race. And perhaps I'm biased in saying this, but maybe the most important way that NASCAR earns money is through us, the fans. NASCAR fans shell out anywhere from bargain deals like $20 a ticket to $200+ a ticket. Daytona International Speedway put out their new seating chart for 2000 12 and the Daytona 500. A 4-day pass for seats in the Sprint Tower costs $680. Even the cheapest one-day ticket is $110. And we, of course, cannot forget the absurd amount of money that we spend on buying merchandise to show everybody just who really is the best driver in the sport. From jackets and hoodies to t-shirts and more t-shirts, the hats, the lanyards, and all of this other useless crap that we'll probably never use. I pick on myself in saying all that, but I do firmly stand on the topic. Redneck cannot remain to be a term that envelops the NASCAR fan because it's just simply not the case. The argument that NASCAR drivers only drive around in a circle and make left turns is completely invalid with the addition of road courses to our schedule. NASCAR provides endless possibilities for employment for people all across the United States. And NASCAR does its share of not only paying out money, but it brings in money as well. I think the argument can soundly be made that NASCAR is not a waste of gas and rubber.
Me and